Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Close your eyes for a moment and picture Singapore, a modern, vibrant city of gleaming skyscrapers and famously safe streets. Now open them, because today we're peeling back that polished surface to reveal a story that shattered that sense of security, the Nonoi murder case, officially the Nur Ashura Mohammed Fauzi case. If you've never heard that name, brace yourself. This isn't just another true crime tale. It's a chilling chronicle of unimaginable cruelty and proof that even the safest societies can harbor unspeakable horrors, especially for their most vulnerable members. My goal is not to sensationalize, but to shine a clear light on the truth, to remember a life cut, tragically short, and to explore how we can keep such heartbreak from happening again. Let's go deep into a darkness Singapore never expected to face. It's the evening of 1st March 2006. Humid air hangs over Circuit Road when a frantic call reaches police. 2-year-old Nur Ashura Mohammed Fauzi, lovingly called Nonoi, has vanished from her grandparents' flat. Her step-grandfather notices she's gone and dials 999, just after 10 p.m. Officers rush in, plaster her photo across lampposts, and search every void deck and stairwell through the night. By dawn, roadblocks flash her image to taxi drivers, and detectives interview relatives. Almost immediately they sense something off about her stepfather, Muhammad Ali bin Johari. His timeline shifts, his mood swings between grief and icy detachment, and tiny details keep slipping. The investigation tightens around him, long before the public even suspects. Day 2 breaks, with more than 100 officers and volunteers scouring playgrounds, drainage canals, and eventually the area around the Al Junaid flyover, several kilometers from home. Muhammad Ali is brought back in for questioning. Hour after hour, contradictions stack up. Detectives replay CCTV clips, highlight the gaps, and by the early hours of 4th March, he crumbles. In a voice barely above a whisper, he admits everything and agrees to lead police to the place where, he says, "I left her." At first light, a police convoy rumbles beneath the flyover. Officers peer into a narrow concrete drain choked with weeds. There, half submerged, lies the small body they've searched for since Wednesday night. Just 72 hours after her disappearance, hope turns to heartbreak. Missing child posters are replaced by headlines of murder, betrayal, and a confession that chills the nation. Forensic work begins the next morning. Pathologist Dr. Gilbert Lau confirms drowning. Nonoi's lungs are water-laden, and fibers from her pajamas, plus flecks of green paint on her clothing match samples, taken from the drain, anchoring Muhammad Ali's confession in science. DNA tests erase any lingering doubt about identity, and bruises on her head and face point to repeated, forceful immersion. Later, a televised reconstruction with a child-sized mannequin shows how a single plunge into a household pail can overwhelm a toddler's airway in seconds. Attention soon turns to the man behind the crime. Muhammad Ali's life has been anything but steady. He married at 16, fathered 3 children, drifted between jobs, and battled long-term drug use. Friends recall a jealous temper that worsened under financial pressure. Prosecutors later argue that this mix of insecurity, substance abuse, and lack of parenting skills set the stage for tragedy. On the 4th of April, 2007, the trial opens before High Court Judge Kan Ting Chiu. Over 8 hearing days, jurors watch a legal tug-of-war. They listen to the frantic 999 call, pore over a timeline built from CCTV clips and phone tower data, and hear medical experts explain that immersion, not seizure or sudden cardiac arrest, ended Nonoi's Lanturadieprep. A toxicologist testifies that chronic cannabis use can heighten paranoia and impulsive aggression. When the prosecution lifts the actual plastic pail in court, Some jurors avert their gaze while others stare, unblinking. On 31st August 2007, the verdict arrives: guilty of murder. Muhammad Ali shows little emotion. His mother collapses in tears. The defense appeals, but in April 2008, a 3-judge panel upholds the conviction, ruling that the immersions were deliberate and lethal. A clemency plea is denied, and at dawn on the 19th of December, 2008, Muhammad Ali is hanged at Changi Prison. He is 33. Yet the story does not end at the gallows. In the weeks that follow, Singaporean talk radio lines light up with callers asking one question over and over: how did we miss the signs? Newspapers run full-page timelines and invite child protection experts onto primetime news panels. When January statistics arrive, hotline calls to the Ministry of Social and Family Development are up almost 40%, a spike the Straits Times dubs the Nonoi effect. Operators describe parents whispering from bathrooms, neighbors calling from stairwells, even taxi drivers reporting bruised toddlers they noticed on back seats. One veteran social worker says, "It's as if an entire city suddenly decided silence was no longer an option." Parliament moves quickly. 2 select committees study gaps in Singapore's Children and Young Persons Act. Public hearings stretch past midnight as teachers, pediatricians, and former foster youths testify. A grandmother chokes up while recalling the day she hesitated to report suspicious bruises on a neighbor's child. A school counselor warns that emotional abuse can leave wounds deeper than fractures. In November 2009, lawmakers pass sweeping amendments. Welfare officers gain the right to enter a home without a warrant if a child's life appears at risk. Medical professionals face fines for failing to report suspected abuse. Repeat offenders receive stiffer prison terms. The bill passes 82-1, and the lone abstention later cites clerical error. Government agencies push the message onto the streets. Posters blanket bus stops and MRT stations with a blunt command in 4 languages: see something, say something. Television ads show a toddler's drawing slowly disappearing as a clock ticks, reminding viewers that hesitation can erase a life. Schools distribute magnet cards, printed with the 24-hour protection hotline. At HDB community rooms, volunteer block leaders host monthly workshops titled "When to Knock, When to Call." Experts caution that legislation alone cannot erase cultural barriers. In closely packed housing blocks, walls are thin, but privacy norms run deep. Many residents still view family matters as sacred ground. Social workers begin coffee corner patrols, strolling void decks in plain clothes and chatting with elderly residents who often hear and see more than anyone else. They teach subtle red flag cues: a child wearing long sleeves on sweltering days, muffled crying at odd hours, a toddler flinching when an adult raises a hand to scratch their head. Technology joins the effort. A smartphone app called Guardian is launched, letting users file confidential reports with a single tap and attach photos or audio. Within 6 months, the app logs 500 tips, half lead to home visits, a quarter to police investigations, and, most importantly, dozens of children into safe foster care. An AI filter scans social media for violent parenting content, flagging posts where users joke about discipline with belts or pails of water. Authorities say the system is not perfect, but has already intercepted 2 live-streamed incidents of abuse. On the first anniversary of Nonoi's death, 500 people gather outside City Hall, each holding a white candle. A string quartet softens the humid night air, and the smell of wax mingles with frangipani drifting from a nearby park. Some participants place miniature teddy bears around a framed photograph of the smiling toddler. When the candles burn low, a teacher steps forward and leads a collective vow. For every child unseen, we will be the eyes. The vigil becomes annual. By the fifth year, attendance triples, attracting social media influencers who broadcast the pledge to millions of followers across Southeast Asia. Stories of intervention begin to surface. A teenage gamer hears a friend describe bucket time punishment in a Discord chat and quietly hits the Guardian app. A night shift nurse notices fading bruises on a preschooler's abdomen during a routine vaccination and files a mandatory report that uncovers a ring of unlicensed caregivers. A ride-hail driver recognizes a weeping boy from a missing child alert and detours straight to the nearest police post. Each success story reinforces the new social contract. Silence is complicity. Fast forward nearly 2 decades. Singapore's child protection network is broader and faster, yet professionals admit no system is foolproof. Fresh cases of neglect and emotional cruelty still surface, reminding everyone that vigilance must never relax. University criminology courses study the Nonoi case as a turning point. The moment the nation shifted from reaction to prevention, as one textbook puts it. Teachers run role-play drills, guiding students on how to seek help safely. Parents discuss the tragedy openly with older children, warning them never to keep abuse secret. The legacy of a little girl now threads through everyday life. A QR code at the bottom of every birth certificate folder links to resources on positive parenting. New employee inductions at major companies include a 10-minute module on identifying signs of child abuse. Even during the annual National Day Parade, a child safety float rolls past the grandstand, its banner reading, "Every child, our child." Nonoi's story is no longer just a headline. It is a resounding alarm bell tolling in the background of an otherwise gleaming city. Behind closed doors, hidden from plain sight, children can still endure unimaginable suffering. It is our collective duty, as neighbors, friends, family, and citizens, to stay alert, to ask hard questions, and to break the silence. Every child deserves safety, love, and the chance to live. So let Nonoi's memory push us forward, driving constant improvement in child protection everywhere. Her short life must not have been in vain. Thank you for watching and for investing your time in this difficult, profoundly important story. Your thoughtful comments below are invaluable. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more in-depth explorations of true crime and the lessons we must learn. Until next time, stay vigilant and let's commit to protecting the innocent.